Hi Reception, it's story time. Well done on all your hard work today. So we thought we would end the day like we always do with a story. Now, our story today is called Hamilton's Hats. Hamilton, hats, Hannah. All the things that start with a and yesterday's story was written by someone called Julia Donaldson, who wrote The Gruffalo. This one is written by someone called Martine Oborn, but Axel Scheffler is the same illustrator. That means the same person wrote the drew the pictures as yesterday's story. So let's read our blurb. And it says, the story of an extraordinary little pig and lots of extraordinary hats. Let's see all about Hamilton's hats. Look at all the hats he's got. Let's go. Hamilton the pig was very fond of hats. He had big hats, small hats, tall hats, floppy hats, stripy hats, feathery hats, and suitable for every and any occasion sort of hats. In fact, he had so many hats that you would need more than all of your fingers and toes to count them. Should we count how many there are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 just on one page. I wonder how many more we'll find. When Hamilton the pig's mum saw Hamilton messing about in his hat, she worried. Hamilton, she would say, you're a very vain little pig, and I do not know what is to become of you. You have many lessons to learn in life, and you will learn none of them from hats. There's Hamilton trying on a hat. What's in his hat? He's looking at himself in the mirror, so it looks like there are 2 of them. It's his reflection. What's in Hamilton's hat? A goldfish. That's a funny hat, isn't it? But Hamilton did not listen. He was too busy tipping and cocking, raising and straightening and doing all other things you do with hats. He's balancing that one on his nose. One day, Hamilton the pig was out and about when he bumped into a giraffe. Hamilton was wearing a tall, teetering, high as a chimney sort of hat. My hat makes me almost as tall as you, he said to the giraffe. How tall his hat is. Not quite as tall as the giraffe, is he? The giraffe snorted and with one fell swoop, snatched up the hat and flipped it onto her head. Oh, poor Hamilton. Now the giraffe is even taller. Indeed, a very fine hat, she said, ignoring the hot, cross piglet below. I should like to keep it for myself. But if you are really determined to get your hat back, you must climb up my long, long neck to get it. Hamilton looked up at the giraffe's long, long legs and her long, long neck. It is not easy for little pigs to climb, but Hamilton did want his hat back, so he decided to do it. It was horrid. The giraffe kept wriggling her neck because she said Hamilton was so tickly, but Hamilton was determined, and so at last he got his hat. He's climbed all the way up the giraffe. Whee! He cried as he slid down the back of the giraffe's neck and bumped onto the ground. I am a very determined pig and I have my hat. The next day, Hamilton the pig was out and about when he came across a crocodile. Hamilton was wearing a fierce, pointy, snap your tail off sort of hat. My hat makes me almost as fierce as you, he said to the crocodile. The crocodile yawned and with a quick slurpity slurp, snuffled the hat deep inside his mouth. Indeed, a very gobblesome hat. I should like to eat it for my dinner, drawled the crocodile, ignoring the raging pink piglet. But if you are really brave enough to get your hat back, you must first come inside my hungry, hungry jaws to get it. Would you go inside a crocodile's jaws to get your hat back? Let's see if Hamilton will. Hamilton looked at the crocodile's hungry, hungry jaws and his hungry, hungry smile. It is not easy for little pigs to jump inside a crocodile's mouth, but Hamilton did want his hat back, and so he decided to do it. It was terrifying. The crocodile kept licking his lips because he said Hamilton was so tasty, but Hamilton was brave, and so at last he got his hat. Hurrah, he shouted as he leapt out of the crocodile's tongue and ran off as fast as he could. I am a very determined and brave pig, and I have my hat. His hat does look like a bit like a crocodile, doesn't it? Excellent. I wonder what might happen next to Hamilton. The next day, Hamilton the pig was out and about when he met a band of monkeys. Hamilton was wearing a round, bouncy, let's play catch sort of hat. My hat makes me almost as playful as you, he said to the band of monkeys. The monkeys laughed, and with a quick flick of the tail, one monkey swiped the hat and threw it to his friends. They're playing catch with Hamilton's hat. I wonder what they're going to make Hamilton do to get his hat back. Indeed, a very fun hat. We should play with it every day, cried the monkeys, ignoring the angry piggy in the middle. But if you are patient, you can have it back when we are finished. Have you ever played piggy in the middle, where one of you stands in the middle and the other two throw the ball to each other? Maybe you can have a go of your grown-ups, your brothers and sisters. Hamilton watched the monkeys throw his hat high, high into the air. It is not easy for little pigs to be patient, but Hamilton did want his hat back, and so he decided to do it. Poor Hamilton. It was boring. The monkeys played for hours because they said it was such fun teasing Hamilton. But Hamilton was patient, and so in the end, he got his hat. At last, he sighed as he said goodbye to the monkeys and plodded off. I am a very determined, brave, and patient pig, and I have my hat. The next day, it was cold. Hamilton the pig was out and about as usual when he spied a tiny mouse. Hamilton was wearing a soft, teeny, let's cuddle up sort of hat. My hat makes me almost as small as you, he said to the mouse. The little mouse sniffed and looked at the hat. A slow, miserable tear rolled down her cheek. What's the matter? Asked Hamilton. I'm cold and I have no house to live in. What could Hamilton do to help the mouse? Could give a hat, couldn't he? Your hat looks so cuddly and warm. It would be just the thing to curl up inside on a winter's night. Do you think he'll do it? You want to sleep in my hat? Squealed Hamilton, horrified. Oh no, said the tiny mouse. I could not possibly ask you to be so kind as to give me your hat. Oh, kind. Is Hamilton going to be kind? Hamilton looked at the mouse as she limped unhappily away. It is not easy for little pigs to be generous, and Hamilton did not want to give his hat away, but he decided to do it. It was nice. The mouse kept shaking his hand and saying, thank you, because she said Hamilton was so kind. Ah, said Hamilton, I am a very determined, brave, patient and kind pig, but I have no hat. So happy, hungry and hatless, Hamilton the pig arrived home and set to work on a new and special kind of hat. Oh, it looks like his hat is going to maybe tell the story of his adventures with the other animals. It's so lovely that Hamilton is kind, isn't it? Maybe you could make your own hat. And how would you describe it? You could make it a little bit like another animal to go over our animal topic. Have a lovely evening reception and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.